Okay, so a lot of people don't know this, but once upon a time, the Bible did not have chapters or verses, right? The Bible did not have chapters or verses. It was just books, right? The book of Genesis, the book of Exodus, the book of Enoch, the book of Matthew, right? It was just books, but the books did not have chapters, right? There were no chapters. It was just, it was just scripture. They wrote the story, they wrote their, they told their stories, they told their encounters with Jesus Christ. They got the message, directly from God. Like Paul, Paul, Jesus Christ came directly to him and asked him to, preach his word, right? And then Jesus Christ also asked Paul to write for him, right? That's the reason why these people start to write about Jesus, because Jesus tells them to, right? But the Bible did not have verses or chapters. So why were verses and chapters added to the Bible? Because I believe it was the Catholic Church that did it. Now, there's no evidence. There's really no evidence for this. This is just me. This is just a theory. But I think one of the reasons why chapters and verses were added to the Bible is so that people will be lazy. People will be lazy. For example, when people say, "Oh, we are saved by grace," they go directly to the verse that says, or the two sentences that says, "Oh, you are saved by grace because Jesus Christ said so." Okay, that is true. But there's more to that. And there's more to the story. You have to read, okay? You have to read the entire book of John, the entire book of Acts, the book of Romans, and the book of Matthew, and all these things to understand what Jesus Christ means when he says you are saved by grace. Right, you're saved by grace, because it's not just grace. You also have to take action. You also gotta have faith. But if you look at the way people behave, they don't live as if they have faith. You know what I mean? So I think chapters and verses were added to the Bible because so that people will be too lazy to read it. Right? People will be too lazy to read the whole thing. And again, this is just a theory, because originally the Bible did not have chapters or verses.